I have never, ever filmed a video and ate my entire portion before I did anything else. You do not want to miss this video. Trust me. Hey, it's Scott from San Marcos Makes. Welcome to my channel. I truly think if there was one food that I had to eat for the rest of my life, my favorite food, my last meal, my death row meal, it would all come down to one dish. It is the chicken wing. Today we will be doing a chicken wing, but we're gonna do the salt and pepper crispy chicken wing. This will have the crispiest crunch to the chicken wing with a lot of flavor added to it. This is not the hot wing that you're gonna get at your favorite wing bar. This is the style that you're gonna get from a great Asian takeout restaurant. Let's see how to do it. So we're gonna start with about 2 pounds of chicken wings. Now, if you get them in the whole form, it will be cheaper. And you could very easily cook it just like this. But traditionally, you are going to split these into drums, flaps, tips. So let me show you how to do that. I'm just gonna show one real quick. Simply cut right here and it's gonna expose the joint. Take your hands and you'll feel it break. And you're wanting to feel the end of this bone where it separates. Put your knife right there and push down and it will cut pretty easy into 2 pieces. So you had your drum, your flap. Now, a lot of people also take the tip off. Completely up to you. I like to eat the tips, but these also will make really good stock. But I'm gonna leave all my tips on there. So your next step is kind of one that some people have different opinions on. Many people will tell you yes to wash the chicken, no to wash the chicken. I'm leaving that up to you. Generally with chicken, I don't wash it. A lot of times with beef, I do, but with this chicken, I'm not going to. But more importantly, so whether you wash it, don't wash it, it has to be dry. And all I'm meaning is taking your chicken, take a paper towel, and really make sure it is dry. It has to be dry. Take each one, squeeze the drum, the flap, but it should be dry. For our marinade, I will put all of the measurements in the description, but we have some salt, some sugar, and some white pepper that we're gonna put in the marinade. We're also gonna put oyster sauce, about a tablespoon. Soy sauce, light soy sauce. When I say light, I'm not meaning good for you. It's just the opposite of dark. Gonna put some Shoshin wine, and then we're gonna put some dark soy sauce. A couple squirts. Now it's time to get the hands dirty. Don't do this with a fork, something to mix. You're gonna have to get your hands. It's chicken. Always for safety, every time you touch this chicken, you are gonna wanna wash your hands thoroughly. Now, we're gonna at least let this set for 15 to 30 minutes, but feel free a couple hours overnight. While the chicken is marinating, let's go ahead, we're gonna make our finishing salt. All we're gonna need here, some good kosher salt or something a little bit flaky, nothing fine. Don't want table salt here. So I'm gonna do a heaping scoop of salt. So I'm gonna use garlic salt for this recipe. I really like this on my wings. If you don't have this, it's basically just some garlic powder with a little bit of extra salt in there. I think it does really good with this. And then we're also gonna put some white pepper, just about a half teaspoon of white pepper. And we're just gonna simply mix this, set it aside. When our chicken is done, this is what we're putting on top of it. But you wanna go ahead and have all this made up. The other thing you wanna start working on while the chicken's marinated, get 3, 4, 5 cloves of garlic. We want to smash these, mince them up, set them aside. I would prefer to have something different than a jalapeno, but it's all I can find in the store. But any kind of hot pepper, it's if you want this spicy. It is, the pepper does not mean black pepper. It is referring to a pepper. So any kind of pepper is going to work here. You can find some Thai chilies or something like that. That would be the best idea. The other part of this, either use a white onion or you can use shallots. Thinly slice the onion, thinly slice the pepper, smash the garlic, set them aside. Along with your onions, I'm gonna add these mini peppers. These are completely sweet peppers, snacking peppers. If you couldn't find these, bell pepper works really good too. And we just want to do these in pretty big chunks. I cut the top off. I cut them down the top. I mean, they can be this big. Now, I don't want, these don't have a lot of seeds, but I'm gonna still look for seeds, pull them out. You don't need a ton of these, but add, if you're doing a bell pepper, add a bell pepper. Or whatever, however many you like. You're eating it, not me. Add what you want to add. Let's talk breading a little bit. We're gonna use, for the crunch, we're gonna use cornstarch. Now, you can also use rice starch, tapioca starch, any of the Asian starches, but most people have cornstarch. So it's the easiest to find and works really well. So feel free, if you have cornstarch, that's one to use. We're gonna do equal parts cornstarch to flour. Use both. It's gonna give you a better texture. The all-purpose flour is gonna kind of give you the body. The cornstarch is gonna give you the crunch. So we're gonna put these together, mix them up. This is gonna be our breading. Now if we start running low on breading, again, it's just equal parts, super easy. You don't need to season it. All of our seasoning is gonna be on the outside and plus in our marinade. Before we start the breading, let's talk real quickly about how to fry these. If you're watching my channel, you probably know how to frying a lot of things. Now, I have deep fryer. This can easily be done on the stovetop with some oil, vegetable oil, corn oil, canola oil, whatever your choosing is. The key with this is you've got to know the temperature. We're gonna do a double fry chicken wing. So we are gonna start, we're looking for, originally our temp is gonna be somewhere between 275 and 300 to get that initial cooking of the chicken. We are kind of getting to the point where we're gonna have the chicken to be done, but then we're gonna pull them out and then we're gonna fry them again. We're gonna raise that temperature up and get them really crispy. Many restaurants do this to get that perfectly crunchy French fry. Well, this can easily be done with the wing too. Also recommend cookie sheet, line, so when we're pulling the food out, we'll have a place to put it. So when we're breading this chicken, take your chicken and we want to press it in there. Now, we really want to press on this chicken with this breading. Almost squeeze it to a point. We really want this to be attached. Every little nook, cranny, make sure that there is in there and really get it in there. When you're done and you're happy with the coating, kind of shake it off and put it on the rack. Same thing, whether it's a flap. We want to dredge it in there, but really squeeze this breading on there. So we're gonna bread all our chicken right now. So as we get ready to fry, I would definitely recommend doing like all the drums first, then the flaps, or all the flaps and the drums. Drums are gonna take just a tad longer. Yeah, we'll cook that. Remember, 300 degrees. Get that going. This is gonna take about 5 minutes of cooking. So the chicken is done. We're gonna take this out and put it directly on the sheet. Now, it's not as crispy right now. It's gonna get there. We are just setting that foundation for that crust. We're gonna do the flaps the same way. Let's get those flaps. Oh, my favorite. So, down in the comments, drums or flaps? Which is your favorite? You gotta pick one. Drums, flaps, down in the comments. I am 1000% a flap guy. My son, drum guy. We're a perfect pair. I eat all the flaps, he eats all the drums. All right, so quickly on the setup. So I have all of my cooked chicken. This is cooked. I'm also gonna have another pan. This had raw chicken, this will not. So we're gonna throw it back in the grease. It'll cook off all of the contaminants. But we just don't want to go back on this dish. So have this. Also, we want to crank our heat up on temperature of the oil to 350, 375, somewhere in that range. And we are going to get these in the fryer, and we are going to fry the drums for 1 minute and 30 seconds, the flaps for 1 whole minute. So we're gonna take these drums and we're gonna cook them for 30 extra seconds. So don't crowd them. This may take a couple batches, no biggie. I'm just gonna start with 6. I'm comfortable with 6, and we're gonna go. Again, in batches for 1 minute and 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, if you wanna put the flaps in, do it. The drums, 1 minute and 30 seconds. All right, so our wings are done. Look at that, how crispy. And you're gonna repeat this process until we got all of these wings done. Remember, down in the comments, wings, flaps, which is your favorite? Gotta pick one. So we have everything set up. If you don't have a wok, you could definitely use a frying pan. You're gonna put about 2 tablespoons of oil in the wok. We're gonna start with our onions. So we're just gonna fry these up. It should just take about 30 seconds. After about 30 seconds, we wanna put some garlic in here. Stir fry this for just about 30 more seconds, so total time would be about a minute. So after it's cooked about a minute and got a little bit of color, don't want to burn anything, go in with our peppers, our heat peppers first. Cook them just a little bit. And then we'll add our sweet peppers, bell peppers, whichever you want. Cook this for about a minute. You should really start to smell this now. So after that's cooked for, let's just call it a minute again, we'll start adding our chicken in. Add as much as you're comfortable with adding. I'm gonna go ahead and add every bit of this 2 pounds of chicken, but I'm gonna add a little bit, and then I'm gonna mix this around. If you're comfortable with the flip, you can flip. That will help mix it up. Add the rest. You want to keep doing that till you get all of your pieces in. Starting to get hard to flip. A lot in there. And then we're going to add our seasoning. Remember, this is salt, a little bit of garlic salt, and a little bit of pepper. We're going to sprinkle on, and we'll mix. We need every bit of this chicken to have that seasoning on it. It should be salty, garlicky, a little bit of pepper. Holy cow, this looks good. Get a little bit on. It is done. Let's get the heat off, and we will plate this up and eat. Look at that. Look at how amazing that is. They are so crispy. Lot of flavor going on there. Oh, I cannot wait to eat these. So let's see how we did. Got to grab the flap, and first there's an onion. Oh man. All right, let's do this. Remember, down in the comments, wings, flaps. goodness. There's no doubt this is better than any restaurant you're ever gonna get it from. There's so much going on here. That saltiness. Rarely am I speechless. I can't quit eating. I'm gonna wrap this up quick because I want all of these. Holy moly. Truly, desert island food. Death row meal, whatever you wanna think. These salt and pepper wings. Oh, so good. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please, if you enjoyed it, got something from it, hit that like button, subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to do a lot of great things, but always remember my rules. Beans can never go in chili. Okra doesn't go in gumbo. It is perfectly fine to put pineapple on pizza. Do yourself some favor, make these wings.